name is Richard Labunski. I am a retired journalism professor. I taught most recently at University of Kentucky and taught media law, radio and TV news. I supervised student-produced TV newscasts. I also taught at University of Washington in Seattle and Penn State University. And my wife and I moved to Hendersonville, actually to Flat Rock, in 2013, where I continued to teach a few more years online. I've had two banners accepted, and it's been a great pleasure to have them. The first one was Wintergreen Falls from DuPont State Forest, and the banner was right outside of Mass General Store, a great location. And most recently, the banner is this one here, which was a photo taken at Black Balsam Knob, which is off the Blue Ridge Parkway, not terribly far from Graveyard Fields. And it was a photo of the mountains, and these people were there just enjoying the scenery. And what I do is start with a photo, and I then enhance it in a number of ways in Photoshop, which is a great program. It's a bit complicated to learn to use and a bit intimidating for some people when they just start. But I've been using Photoshop now for 15 years, and it's an absolutely wonderful program. So I get the photo ready in Photoshop by enhancing the vibrance. I make sure it's bright enough. I make sure it's sharp enough. And then I take it into a program called Painting. It's by a company called Corel. And at that point, I do a number of things with it. I do some auto painting where you choose a brush and a bunch of settings, and then you tell the computer, go ahead and do the painting. Now, that may sound like something really simple. How hard can that be? You pick a brush, you do some settings, the computer then does all the work for you. Well, first of all, there are hundreds of brushes on Corel Painter that you have to choose from, and they each do something different. And each one of the brushes then comes with multiple settings you have to choose. So that takes a while. Once I have a pretty good auto painting, what is sometimes referred to as an underpainting, then I take my tablet, and I'm going to hold this up so you can see this. This is a Wacom tablet, and what I do is use this pen or this brush. It looks like a pen, of course, but it actually acts as a brush. And then I paint strokes by hand to enhance the painting and to make sure that it looks like an actual painting. This is one of the biggest challenges, because when you do photo paintings, it is terribly easy to overdo it. So what it just looks like is kind of a blurry photograph. To make it look like an actual painting takes some time, and I use that pen and that tablet, and of course I have the image on my computer screen, and choose often different brushes from the one that I use for the auto painting. And it can take, days, weeks, and you tinker with it and all of that. This is a brief demonstration of how I usually do photo paintings. This is a photo I took of a small lake in a park near Lake Lure, and I've opened it in a program called Painter, which is made by the Corel Corporation. It's really an incredible program. It comes with several hundred brushes. You can change a lot of settings for each brush. What I'm going to do now is do auto painting, let you see what it looks like when the computer actually does the initial painting. Once it gets going, I'm going to speed it up because it does take a few minutes. I'm now going to show what it looks like when you don't use auto painting and you do all of the strokes yourself from the photo. I'm going to add some tracing paper over the photo. so I can see through it a little bit. And I'm going to zoom in and start to make brush strokes on the rowboat and other parts of the photo. I have an electronic pen that serves as a brush, and I have a Wacom tablet that I'm using. Once this gets started, I'm going to speed it up because this does take quite a while. If I was doing this for an actual painting, I would use much smaller brush strokes so that you could see the details better. But let me now show you what it looked like when I did this painting a few years ago. I used a different brush, so it will look different from what you've been seeing so far, but it will give you some idea what it looks like when it's finished. I want to thank the sponsors, Jerry and Mary Miller. I do not know them, but I appreciate so much their willingness to come forward, be supportive of Artscape and other art activities and endeavors in this area. And it's just great that people come forward and are willing to sponsor this with the banners without necessarily expecting anything in return. I understand that you get many more applications or applicants than you can handle. And so it's great to be a part of it and be able to help to support the art community.